this is Foodie Pencil, and this week I'm going to be making homemade raspberry jam. You will need approximately 3 saucers. What you are going to do is you're going to place them in your freezer, ready to be testing for whether the jam is ready or not. For this recipe, you will need equal parts of fruit and sugar. I am going to be using 300 grams of raspberries and 250 grams of raspberries, which means in total I will need 550 grams of granulated sugar. You will need a strong based bottomed saucepan and also a baking tray in which you can put your jam jars and a colander and a wooden spoon for stirring. You will need to make sure that you clean these out thoroughly with soap and water, and also to rinse them like so. You will need then to sanitize them, which will get rid of any bacteria. You can either turn them upside down in your dishwasher on a dishwashing cycle, or you can put them in your oven at 140 degrees for approximately 15 minutes. This will sterilise the jars, ready for preparing your jam. Make sure you use oven gloves when putting your jam jars in and out of the oven. Please be careful when transporting your glass jars in and out of the oven so that you can avoid breakages. You will need a cool rack. Move your shelves down to the lower shelves so that you've got room to put your jam jars into. Set your timer for 15 minutes. When you've weighed your fruit, you're ready to weigh your sugar. You can place your sugar into your saucepan. The next thing you will need to do is wash your raspberries gently. Make sure your sink is free from any soap suds and that it is clean. When you've placed your raspberries into your colander, you can have your tap on a low flowing amount of water coming onto your raspberries, and you can wash any debris away, such as any raspberry leaves or any creepy crawlers. The reason we are running a slow running tap rather than blasting them with water is so that we don't bruise the fruit. You can use your fingertips just to gently move the raspberries around so that you can have a quick check of them, just to make sure there are no raw raspberries. Place your raspberries in with your sugar into your saucepan. To turn your gas or electricity onto a low heat so that you don't burn the sugar. So on full flame, ready to turn down to my lowest heat. Stir occasionally to stop the sugar from burning onto the base of the raspberries. When the sugar has dissolved, you are ready to bring the fruit mixture to a rapid rolling boil. This is when the bubbles cannot be calmed down with stirring with a spoon. You are then going to cook 3 to 5 minutes until the jam reaches its setting point. I can't see my sugar anymore, so I'm going to be turning my heat up slightly. Keep stirring so that the sugar can't stick to the base of the pan. Okay, you can see that the jam, the sugar and the fruit has come now to a rolling boil, and it doesn't matter how much I stir it, it is still boiling. However, we don't want it to boil over, so I can turn it down just slightly, but we do need it to continue with that boiling for 3 to 5 minutes. The reason why we have got so much sugar in there is it is going to act as a preservative for the fruit, and therefore keep your jam as long as you can with its shelf life. So I'm going to set my timer now for 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, so it's been 3 minutes and we need to know whether it's at setting point. How you would know whether it was at setting point is whether your boiling is now a slower boil. I would suggest that mine isn't, so therefore I'm going to give mine another 2 minutes. Okay, so once it's had 5 minutes, you will need to turn it off and very carefully, using oven gloves, lift your pan onto your cooling rack. To test if your jam is ready, being very careful, take a teaspoon of jam and place it on your saucer that has just come out of the freezer. Your jam will naturally try to go cold and try to set. Test this process by seeing if when you push your jam whether it wrinkles or not. Although it looks very nice, it isn't actually ready yet, so I'm going to put it on for another 3 minutes. Test 2. Using the back of your spoon, push gently to see if you can see any wrinkling going on. This has changed since 3 minutes. I'm going to give it a further 2 minutes. The mixture seems a lot heavier to actually push round as it's boiling, which suggests that it's starting to set. Allow to cool. And then get ready to push your jam with the back of your spoon. There we go, I think we might be there. See, it's just starting to, you can see it wrinkling in the pan, and that's how you know you've reached your setting point. So what you're going to do now is you're going to ladle it into your jar. Now if you're not confident in doing this, don't be afraid to get a funnel like so. Make sure you don't overfill it. And then put your lid on to seal it. Be careful because it's very, very hot still, but this will keep the jam from getting any bacteria in it.